Hi, everybody. This is Megan.
And this is Steven.
And this is a Synchrony podcast where we talk about transforming apostolic dating culture and ending loneliness in the church. I'm being real with you. I'm not having a great night.
Yeah. It's bound to happen every once in a while.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
That's where we're going to leave it.
Yep.
Because sometimes...
Have a good night.
Yeah. You know, we knew when we started matchmaking that it would not always be a smooth road.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. Hey, you know what? I learned something this week that I thought was really interesting and helpful to me.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that everyone who watches this has already seen this. Have you seen the whole, apparently there's like a TikTok about plane turbulence and how you're not likely to die?
Nope.
Okay, well, this is an educational moment for everyone. I had to fly on a plane this week because I had to go travel for work. So I spent most of the week on a business trip. And I hate flying when there's turbulence. Like, I'm always afraid that I'm going to crash. Especially because I read a bunch of those books as a kid about, like, you know, like, what was the Hatchet and, like, all the books about people, like, crashing and surviving in the Alaskan wilderness or whatever. Great book, by the way.
Loved that book series.
Shout out to Gary Paulson,
yeah,
the OG. But anyway, so, yeah, like, I've never enjoyed flying when there's turbulence. But someone told me that someone did a TikTok about the aerodynamics of flight, and they said that when you're on a plane and you're at, you know, I guess your, what do you call it, like maintenance altitude, you know, when you get to the part where you're just sort of like staying in the same altitude, it's as if the plane were encased in Jell-O. So imagine if you were to like stick something into the middle of a block of Jell-O. Turbulence is like if you were to shake or smack or otherwise agitate the Jell-O, it would cause the object inside to shake around. But because of the viscosity of the Jell-O, it can't fall through the Jell-O. So the plane, even though it feels like you're going to absolutely plummet from the sky, because of the force underneath the wings and above it, the turbulence can move the plane, but it's probably not going to send you crashing as long as the engines are maintaining their level of propulsion. Fun fact. So I don't know if any of that is true. Go look up the TikTok for yourself, I guess. But it brought me an immense amount of comfort because I do not, I mean, I tell you what, like the moment of takeoff is when I really seek the face of God every single time about like our children and like our future. And like I write a small eulogy about myself in my head, like every single flight, right?
You know, because you need to have your eulogy.
Right, just in case anyone asks me as they're pulling me out of the you know, fiery debris.
You just like hand a note as your corpse is being
I wrote
off the
this
train.
a minute ago. If you could just deliver this to the minister in charge, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my week. And then just some challenges this week. I'm also having a bad hair day. It's just been, there's been high highs and low lows. But let's talk about the high highs. Are you excited about that?
I mean, I'm having a bad hair day too.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Kaffe117 yet because we're going to talk about them a little bit later.
Oh, that's true.
So before we get to talking about Kaffe117, what are you wearing on your little pocket there?
Oh, this is a Synchrony pin.
Crazy. I have one too.
Wow.
If we were single and we bumped into each other at a conference or an event, what would this tell us?
This would tell me, if me seeing that pin on you would tell me that you are single, not currently dating someone.
Yep.
And willing and wanting to have a conversation.
Yeah. Interested in starting a dating relationship.
That's right.
Yeah. Because we talked about this a lot on previous podcasts. Apostolic social spaces make it, and our culture make it very difficult to identify potential dating prospects.
Yep.
Because not everyone wears wedding rings. You don't always know who's single and who's married. If you are dating at maybe, let's say, a I hate to use the word unconventional because people date at every age and in every stage of life.
Oh, sure.
But if you're not a young 20-something who clearly has not gone through those later phases yet, if you're a single parent, if you're retired, people don't always know where things stand in terms of your dating life and what you're looking for. And it just makes it very intimidating to walk up to somebody and try to start a conversation.
Oh, sure.
Even if you think they're real cute.
Yeah. I mean, and I even said this in previous podcasts, but like, if you're a single parent and you have a 5-year-old attached to your hip,
yeah,
naturally, I would think that person is married.
Right.
And so the thought would never cross my mind. Well, obviously because I'm married, but
if you were single,
if I were single, the thought would never cross my mind to go up and approach that person and try to hit on them or,
right.
Try to strike a conversation in a flirtatious way. Right.
Right. Because you want to respect that person's husband that you assume is there.
Yeah, so those single parents, I can see having a really hard time letting other people know that they're available.
Even in singles conferences.
Oh, sure.
We don't always, the spaces that we create for singles have non-singles in them. We're evidence of that, I guess, but also just people that are helping to facilitate, people that are helping to teach. You can't even go into a singles conference and know for sure that everyone that you bump into is in fact single, or even if they are, that they're looking for a relationship right then.
Yeah.
Some people might still be in their healing process.
Yeah.
So what are these little pins for? We started talking about this
probably 6 months ago.
Yeah, because we had heard over and over again about the challenges of navigating that conversation challenge, the first contact you make with someone who's a dating prospect. So what we wanted to do was create something subtle.
Yep. That doesn't look like jewelry.
Yeah. That's still pretty visible to where if someone nearby saw it on you, they would be able to identify it easily. It's a little bit unique. It's not something that you would just pick up from a store somewhere. Right. That is kind of like a, if you know, symbol of, hey, I'm available, I'm looking. Ideally, we'd love for it to be worn by people that understand what values-driven dating is about and who have a healthy outlook on dating and who've touched the Synchrony project in some way, shape, or form, either listening to the podcast or looking at our resources or working with us, just so that they have that baseline of what a healthy dating culture should look like.
Yeah.
But
that I was about to ask, who can wear these?
Any apostolic single who is not in a dating relationship, who is looking to be in a dating relationship, can have one of these.
Or marriage.
Yeah. No. If you are married, you are not. We are momentarily putting these on so that you can see the scale of them on our clothes and kind of see how we're wearing them.
But we are not going to wear these out in public.
No, we won't have these out there. So these are exclusively for singles. I had someone jokingly on Instagram, a friend of ours who's been a big supporter of the project, who is married, do the married supporters of our singles community get cool pins? And we're like, no. These are just for singles. These are intended to be worn by people who want to start a conversation with someone, right? And this is not meant to be some sort of weird, they're looking or they're really aggressively pursuing people. It's not meant to be anything that indicates that someone is desperate or hungry. If anything, we're looking to give people a very subtle symbol so that they can go about their day-to-day interactions with people at conferences, and they can go about their worship freely, and they can enjoy their social experiences without feeling like they need to be working hard to advertise that they're interested in meeting someone.
Yeah. I mean, part of the awkwardness of trying to find out or trying to get to know someone is asking, trying to be subtle.
Right.
But asking questions to find out if they're dating someone.
Yeah. I imagine that you and maybe your boyfriend might be going out to eat after this conference, right? Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, exactly.
You married?
Yeah.
So awkward.
But I mean, and at the end of the day, it's just trying to have the ability to strike up the conversation.
Right. If for nothing else, if you see someone with one of these on, it gives you a place to start one of those 10-minute connections that we've talked about, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I like your pen. I have a pen too. That's so cool. How did you hear about Synchrony? Like, do you listen to the podcast? Are you into it, right? If nothing else, it's a conversation starter, guys.
Yeah.
And, if that's helpful to you, then that's great.
Yep.
Let's talk about how we're going to get these into the hands of our singles.
Okay. Our first draft of these are going straight to our community.
Right. So these are Synchrony community subscribers.
Y'all don't have to pay for it, by the way. We're going to mail them to you.
100% free. Thank you so much for your support of the project.
If you opt into them, you don't have to take them.
Yeah. No, we're not going to force them on you if this just isn't your thing. But yeah, we want the people that have been through the consultation process and who have really been working on themselves and on their dating journey to have these as a tool. So we're going to be putting out, probably what I'm hoping to do is put out like just a survey that captures everyone's like shipping information so I can quickly turn that around. And we're going to try to get those out as soon as we can to everyone in the community who wants one. If you are in the community, but you have met someone, because there are a handful of people that are in the community, they've been matched, they're in the early phases of their dating relationship, and it's still early, but
or not just the early phases of their dating relationship.
We have a few people in the community that are kind of hanging out, and we're like, maybe you guys should move on since this is getting sort of serious. But who might be in there who, don't feel like they need to have the pen. We're still happy to send you one, and you can give it to a single friend and tell them about your experience and encourage them to use that, in their own dating journey. So,
what if other people other than our community want one?
Right. So, 2 ways to go about doing this. First, if you want to pick one of these up for free, we are going to be doing our best for this first round of our pens. We made 1,000 of them to start. And we're not really interested in selling these or making money off of them.
Nope.
This is a tool that we're trying to put out into the community. My goal is for these to become such a thing that every apostolic single has one at some point. Like I want it to be so widespread that it's an immediate recognition.
Yeah.
When you walk
even
into,
if you do or don't know about our
method.
our methods or our values-based relationships and stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool for people to be able to know that that is a way for you to be able to identify if someone's single or not.
Right. So we want these to get into everyone's hands, and we only have 1,000 to start. We will make more. But if we're able to give them to you in person, we're happy to just give them to you.
Yep.
And we'll capture maybe some email information about you so we can keep in touch, but you can have it for free. So our first in-person giveaway is going to be at the UPCI General Conference coming up in October in Long Beach, California.
Yep. Which we physically will not be there.
No, unfortunately, we could not make the drive all the way. But we will have a presence in Long Beach thanks to our partners at Kaffe117.
Yep.
So we'll take a moment here to talk about them because they're awesome.
And plug.
Yeah. Babe, what do you love about Kaffe117?
Their coffee.
That's good, since that is what they do. Kaffe117, if you have not heard us talk about them before, or if you have, we're going to say it again, is an amazing apostolic-owned coffee company. We connected with David and Jessica Tanderup, who are the founders of the company, and have just built such a great relationship with them. I feel really blessed. I just feel blessed to be partnering with them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are. I love their mission. They have a passion for the mission field. They have a passion for serving people, and they are using this coffee company to help do that. We actually spoke with David last week as we were talking about the pins and how to promote them at General Conference. And he corrected us on something that I was really excited about. We've been talking about how 20% of their proceeds go to Compassion Services International. And what we found out was that Compassion Services International is just one of several organizations that they support.
Yep.
So they've supported other initiatives that serve missions, that serve folks in the U.S. who are in need through various apostolic aid organizations. And they just kind of follow the leading of the Lord, I think, in their heart about, where those funds go. But a big portion of their profits go directly into serving people who desperately need help.
Yep.
So they had been asking, how can we help support you guys? They have been so vocally supportive of our mission from the get-go.
Yeah.
Which we're really grateful for. And so we asked if we would be able to put the pins at their booth at General Conference for people to come by and pick them up. And they were ecstatic about that. They were really excited to help us out.
So we will not physically be there, but David and Jessica will be manning their booth, their Kaffe117 booth, and try their coffee.
Yeah, I think he's going to have coffee samples.
I think he'll have samples. So
not to pigeonhole him if that doesn't work out. But
yeah, sorry if it doesn't. But he and she will be selling coffee there and have our pins there. So feel free to go by, check them out, grab a pin.
Our plan right now, and we'll give more details as this starts to crystallize, is that you'll be able to go up to the Kaffe117 booth, let them know that you're there to pick up a Synchrony pin, and they should have a little portion of their booth where you can sort of see the pins, and there will be, I think, probably like a QR code to scan.
Yeah, some sort of QR code, yeah.
Right, so you'll be able to just put in your information and get your pin for free.
Yep.
And we would love for everyone who's at General Conference to pick one up. I think we're planning to send 500 pins to General Conference. So
for this round, because we have a limited amount, you will not be able to grab a bunch for your friends.
Yeah.
You will have to come up and scan the QR code, fill out the information.
First
You'll get
come,
one
first serve.
Yeah, first come, first serve, but you can fill it out for yourself.
Right. So definitely
one per person for now.
Yeah, and we'll see what the response is like and if people are into them. So you can pick one up for free there. We would love for you to do that. The other way that you can get a hold of a pin, with all the ones that are remaining, besides the ones that we send to conference and the ones that we send to our community, we're going to make those available to you just through an online registration form. We are asking folks to cover the cost of our shipping and packaging, which should be pretty minor. We're still figuring out exactly how much, so we'll keep you posted about the cost of that. It's going to probably depend on where you are in the country or in the world and how far we have to ship it. But they're very light, so not a high shipping cost, thankfully.
Well, hopefully not. We can't make that promise yet.
Yeah.
It depends on where you live.
Yeah, we're doing the research. But basically, you'll be able to get a hold of your pen for the cost that it takes us to ship them from Florida. So keep an eye out. Ideally, we're going to have that registration form linked in the show notes of this episode.
If everything works out.
If everything has worked out. If not, then you'll see a message from us in the show notes that says, sorry, coming soon.
Yeah, and look out for a post. We'll do a post about it too.
Yeah, we'll be talking about this all the way up to October and beyond. So you can grab your pen that way and we will ship it directly to you. And when we get close to running out, we'll make more. We want, like we said, we want these to be in the hands of every apostolic single that feels like they would be useful to them. You do not have to be subscribed to the community.
Nope.
You do not have to have had a matchmaking consultation to wear one of these. You don't even have to be following us on any social media or listening to our stuff to have one. So this is great if you have friends that are skeptical of the matchmaking approach, but who think that they're struggling in the dating space. This might be a tool that they feel is approachable for them, and we're happy to provide that. And hopefully it'll just help them create more connections and become more visible. It's going to take us getting this out to a lot of people, though. Yeah.
For this to work, it needs to be
pretty saturated.
Yeah, because you don't want to go to General Conference and you of a dozen people are wearing them, which would be cool if there's a dozen people.
Right.
But what I'm saying is I'm imagining in 2 or 3 years, we go to a statewide or national level conference, and every 4th or 5th person we see there, we see a pin on their lapel or on their dress or what have you. I think that'd be such a cool thing, because how cool would it be for imagine the confidence you have going up to someone and talking to them, knowing they are wanting that conversation.
And this does mean that people won't be able to get out of a conversation by being like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Or I have a girlfriend, not to put the ladies under the bus there. Guys do that too sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
But it means that, you're putting it on in the hopes of having a good faith conversation with someone. And
this isn't just for extroverts, by the way. This is going to be for introverts as well, because at the same time, it helps you feel more secure talking to that person, knowing that you are not imposing on this person by trying to get to know them better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like imagine, and when you're talking to someone that you don't know where they are emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
like, and you find out they're single, you don't know if they actually want to pursue a relationship. Whereas this is saying like, hey, I'm willing to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's, to me, that would be a uber confidence booster.
Yeah, I hope so. So just to recap, you can pick up your pins if you are at UPCI General Conference. Go to the Kaffe117 booth, say hi to our friends David and Jessica, register and grab your pin for free.
Hey, what do they do if they take a picture with their Synchrony pin?
Yeah. So like we said, in order for this to really work for everyone, for it to become a common symbol that people understand, we need to have a decent amount of saturation of it in our apostolic spaces. So what we need people to do as you get your pins, and we'll keep talking about this and sharing it, is take a picture of the pin, or take a picture of yourself wearing it, put it on your social media and tag it Synchpin. That's SYNCH, include the H, PIN.
That's right.
Just to differentiate it from some other hashtags that are out there. Synchpin. And start to popularize the wearing of the pin, right?
Yep.
And for just to put this out there, we're not trying to create some sort of weird exclusive club.
No.
This is intended to be a very easy to get a hold of thing, right? That everyone can sort of take part in and participate in. So we want to keep the bar low, but the more that you can demonstrate that you're excited about it and make it visible in your apostolic spaces, the easier it will be for other people to understand what it's about, to access their own, and also to start to, popularize it within our community so that it can actually be used to identify people.
Yeah. And I do want to call out the married people out there that are excited about this. For their single friends.
Yeah.
If you get a hold of these pins somehow, please don't wear them.
Yeah.
If you're out in like apostolic spaces, because we want this to be exclusive for single people.
Yep. And it's something too where, I hope that we'll start to create a culture where if you're a single person and you've got a sync pin and then you meet someone and you form a relationship and you feel like it's going somewhere, gift your pen to another single.
Yeah,
right?
I think that'd be so cool.
Right.
Like
or
a pay it forward.
Yeah. Or I thought it would also be cute to give it to the person that you're dating as like a cute symbol that you're.
Oh my gosh.
I know that's very
gross.
It's very 1950s. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, so find something.
Gross isn't the right word. Just sappy.
Sappy. Yeah. Anywho, so when you have your pen, start to kind of talk about it if you can, popularize it among the folks that you hang out with. The more we can make it a thing, the more it will become a useful tool for people. We would love, by the time next Youth Congress rolls around, next summer camp season, next national conference season.
I didn't even think about camp.
Can you imagine?
Well, I guess I could. Well, that's true.
For senior camps.
This can be for singles that are under 21 as well.
Yeah.
Because we're not age-proofing people that are registering for
We're
them.
not age-proofing people. I don't want 14-year-olds wearing these.
No, I agree.
But
at the same time, in my head, I thought of camps, but the oldest person at camp is usually like 21.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, but there's also a lot of workers at camps, and there's a lot of other people that are in support. A lot of singles who work camps.
Yeah. No, I was one of those.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is for anyone who feels like they could benefit from more visibility in the dating space.
Yep.
And let's just talk about the pins for a second, because we didn't really spend much time on that. So you can see, I've got one on my jacket. They're pretty subtle. Like,
yeah, like there's literally smaller than your button right there.
Yeah, it's smaller than the button on my jacket.
Or about the same size.
Right. And it is our logo.
Yep. So we've had a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook and other places asking what our logo means.
Yeah, because the pin is basically just our logo in the form in pin form.
Yeah. Can you explain what that means?
Kind of. So it's open to interpretation. When we started the project very early on, a close friend of ours who is just an absolutely gifted designer and artist got involved because they were really excited about putting it together and just what we were coming up with, and just completely on board with the mission from the get-go. And they've known me for years. I'm purposely keeping it vague because they're like, you know, kind of wanted to participate in the background, right?
Yep.
But I was so excited because they're so talented, and I kind of explained, you know, the meaning behind our name, why, you know, we went with the idea of synchrony, the bringing together of two things. And I wasn't sure what I was expecting. Like, I had tried to like get some logos made by like, you know, people on Fiverr or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And they were all not great.
They weren't terrible, but they just weren't fitting the vibe that we were trying to go for.
Yeah, it didn't have the right connotation. They all felt very like kind of trite.
Yeah.
And so this friend put together the kind of draft design of this and sent it to me. And when I saw it, I literally got emotional. I was driving and I got choked up, which is not safe.
Were you behind the wheel or in the passenger seat?
I was behind the wheel. I was at a stop sign for part of it. And I saw it and I was like, ooh. And I think why it hit me was because like I think you could look at it and see a lot of different things, right? I like
sure.
the idea that it's like two, the ripples of two water droplets that are encountering each other, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or like a link forming in a chain.
Yeah. We're like companionship.
Yeah. It looks like two equal forces being brought together.
Oh, sure.
And I just think it feels like there's movement to it. It feels kind of alive. And I just thought it was really beautiful. It was simple and clean, but also kind of distinctive. And so I loved it from the get-go, and was really excited about the logo. And when I was thinking about what to do for the pin, I went with a logo just because, one, you know, it's on all of our stuff, so it connects it to us and to sort of what we're trying to cultivate, but also because I think it is distinct enough that it's not going to look like just your average lapel pin that you grabbed at a store.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like the people who are in Synchrony or listen to our stuff will probably recognize the logo.
Right.
But like you said, it's distinct enough to the people who don't listen to us would probably recognize it once they are made aware what it is.
Right. And there's probably a few different ways you can wear this. So I'm excited to see how people kind of go about doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Which we also might come out with different colors later.
Yeah. Right now it's just sort of like...
It's like gold and orange.
Yeah. The orange is really subtle though. So it kind of just looks like two different shades of gold, which I like because it's pretty easy to match with stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so you can wear it as a lapel pin. You can wear it, you know, on a bag, on a jacket. You can put it on a hat if you want to. You can put it as a tie. Like some people will do like sort of like the pin sort of like down to like hold their tie. I've seen that before.
Oh, you like a tie clip?
Yeah, kind of like a tie clip, but like, I don't know, a clip I think of as like a bar. But anyway, a few different ways. We're excited to see people sort of style them and get more creative than we could be.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's the plan. We want these to become kind of just synonymous with the experience of being an apostolic single looking to date someone.
Yeah.
And we hope that people will, you know, send us feedback about them, let us know how it works for them. We're curious about what introducing this will mean for everyone's dating experience and if it'll be helpful.
Yep.
Ultimately, the whole purpose of this, you know, we're not interested in really becoming a merch company.
No.
By any stretch.
No, exactly. That's why we're not charging for these, except for shipping.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that, like, we want this... We're going to probably put on our website somewhere, like some sort of, like, guidelines or rules for the pins, right? You know, like to try to...
Yeah, like best practices, maybe.
Yeah, to set, like, a standard.
Right. Like, don't wear these if you just got divorced a few months ago, right? Like,
I mean, yeah.
Take some time, right? Wear these when you're ready. Wear these when you're healed. Wear these when you're looking for a committed relationship.
And that's the thing, is like we're going to try to gear it towards people who are emotionally and mentally ready to pursue a serious relationship. We're not going to use these as like a hookup call, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to do that, anything like that.
Yeah. We don't want this to cheapen the experience of getting to know someone.
Yeah, exactly.
We just want it to remove some of the barriers to connection that people encounter in all of our apostolic spaces.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I really am too. Thank you to everyone who helped sort of vet the design for us and give us feedback about it. And they're really cute and they seem pretty sturdy. So I'm pretty excited about the quality too. So we will be putting these out at General Conference and hopefully in the future at more, events where you can stop by and pick them up. So we'll be publicizing our pin stops as we develop them.
Yeah. And we plan on, and this General Conference we're talking about is the UPCI General Conference in October. But in the future, we have some connections with other organizations that we could probably send some pins to for some big conferences and try to get them. And we'll let you know who they are so that way you could reach out to them if you want one physically. Or you could just register with us and we'll send it to you for just the shipping cost.
Yeah. And just to clarify, you absolutely do not have to be UPCI
to
wear these.
No.
Any apostolic single from any organization or independent church is more than welcome to wear this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, let's just do a quick lightning round of FAQs. We've covered some of it.
Yeah.
One, because it's a good recap, and two, because we'll be able to clip this and share it on social media to answer a bunch of questions.
Sounds good.
I'm going to ask the questions. You're going to answer.
Oh boy.
You got this.
Okay.
This is a quiz.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Who can wear these pins?
Singles.
What kind of singles?
Singles who are ready to mingle. Sorry. Singles who are looking... Singles... oh my gosh.
This is going well.
Yeah. Singles who are emotionally and mentally ready to have a serious relationship.
Yes. Who are apostolic.
Yes, sorry. Who are apostolic.
Yes. Where can they get them?
From Kaffe117.
At UPCI General Conference.
UPCI General Conference in October.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can register with us and we will send them to you for the price of whatever the shipping cost will be.
If you are a community member, we will send them to you for free.
That's right.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, and the community members, they can request a second one if they want to, if they have a friend that they want to give one to.
Yeah. Should you wear one if you are in a dating relationship that's not an engagement?
Nope.
Should you continue to wear them once you get married?
Absolutely not.
Should married supporters of the project wear them?
Absolutely not.
They are exclusively for apostolic singles.
That's right.
Where do you have to wear them on your body?
Wherever they are visible, and ideally in appropriate areas.
Right. So put them somewhere cool that you think, is easy to see and that you think looks great with your own particular sense of fashion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Where should they wear them?
You can technically wear them anywhere, but where you'll probably want the most visibility at any of your apostolic conferences or gatherings of flavors.
And what should they do if they take pictures while wearing the pins?
Hashtag Synchpin, SYNCHPIN.
Yep. And post it on your socials. You can also tag us. Just tag the Synchrony Project in your photos as well so that we can weigh in.
Yep.
We're excited to repost a bunch of people's cool pin pictures. I think that'll be awesome.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So we would love to feature you on our social media, wearing your pin, looking amazing, and getting out there and being visible in our single spaces, connecting with people.
That's right.
Thank you to Kaffe117 for supporting this initiative, just by giving us the gift of their time and wisdom and helping us to make this accessible to our singles. Please, if you stop by their booth, pick up a bag of coffee. Yeah. It's really good. Really good coffee.
It's fantastic.
If you're not a coffee drinker, pick up a bag for a friend. They will love you.
Exactly.
So definitely support them. I think that they just have an incredible mission and they're doing such great work and their product is so high quality. They're worth the time to stop by and check out what they have as well.
That's right.
Anything else we need to talk about this week, babe? Oh, I made a change to our courses.
Oh, did you?
I did. So we've been talking about the dating barriers course for a long time, and we called it the dating barriers course, even though it was titled something like Identifying and Addressing Your Dating Barriers, which looking back was the worst possible title I could have
Sounds
ever.
like a lecture headline.
It does. It sounds like the most boring class you could ever take. It's like, also income tax.
Yeah.
So I had a, lightning strike of inspiration and renamed it. And which I'm excited about because I'm working on the next course in that series. Did you guys know it was going to be a series? It's going to be a series.
Do now.
Right. So that course is now titled Love Beyond Barriers. And it's the same price. Nothing has changed about where to access it. Community members can get it for free in the community. If you would like to purchase it as a one-off, you can do that for $19.99. Check out the link in our description or in the link tree on our social media bios. But the next the next course in the series that I'm working on is going to be called Love Beyond Biases.
Ooh.
And I'm really pumped about it.
Are you going to give us any hints or no? You got to have to wait for it.
I think we'll probably talk more about it as we get closer, but the takeaway is that all of us learn to navigate the world by adopting some biases that help us understand who is safe and who is not, and who is part of our group and who is not. And those biases are natural and normal as a human. They also hold us back from making great connections. So understanding your biases and where they come from and being able to remove the ones that don't serve you is a really helpful dating strategy. So we're going to be helping people walk through that and really start to unpack what biases might be taking people off of their radar that could be great dating connections.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really pumped about it. It's going to be awesome.
So you guys can look forward to that coming soon, probably by the end of the year.
Faster if the stars align and things go well.
That wasn't me trying to diss you. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to also say, like, it's coming out next week, and you'd be like, oh, don't promise that.
Yeah, no. We'll get to it when we get to it, but I am excited about it. The dopamine is in it for sure.
Yeah.
So get your pen, register, or come grab it for free at UPCI General Conference. Look forward to that additional course. And
say hi to David and Jessica for us.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, comment on these videos if you can on our YouTube. It really does help reach a different audience.
For y'all that listen all the way to the end, you guys are special. First of all, thank you. Second of all, we're going to be doing a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. For those who comment.
Okay. So they have to like and comment.
Yep. Like and comment.
Okay, great. So if you like this episode and comment on it, or any episode right now.
That has to be this one, because
okay.
I'm not going to be able to go back and
just evaluate all the comments and stuff. Okay.
From this point forward.
If you like and comment on this episode, we'll enter you into a drawing.
That's right.
When are we gonna announce the winners of that?
The next episode.
Oh, okay. So next week's
we will
episode.
Announce it live the next episode.
Well, live.
Well, live for us.
Live in our house. Great. Okay, so we're going to be doing a drawing and announcing it in the next episode.
Not a drawing. We're just... Oh, I guess it is a drawing.
It is a drawing. You're putting a bunch of people in a hat and then pulling out someone, right?
That's right.
Great. Okay, cool. So go like and comment on the YouTube video. If you're listening to this on a podcasting platform, you can still skip over to YouTube and do that.
Yep. Yeah, specifically YouTube.
Yep.
All right.
Sweet.
Hey.
I
know this week's been hard.
Yeah, it really has been.
But I love you. And you're doing a great job.
Thanks. I love you too.
And on that note,
I'm going to go eat some chocolate. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Drink your coffee, you child. Do not spit all over your mic. You just hooked it up.
Dude, that was almost bad. We almost just ended the night right there.
Okay. You don't have to drink more coffee until you're composed.